Perform
What?
basic matrix operations.
What did I say?
So we're going to be adding and subtracting matrices, and then some where we're like solving them, or like solving for the missing pieces. So some of them we're going to be doing by hand, and then there's some that we're going to be doing on the calculator so that you can see how to do them that way as well. So number 4, perform the indicated operation. If not possible, state the reason. Pretty much the only reason it's not possible is if they're not the same dimensions. Like if they're not identical, then they can't obviously be added and subtracted. So number 4. And when I'm reading like a matrix, I'm going to typically tell you like what size matrix it is. So this one's going to be a 2 by 2, and I'm going to read like left to right and then drop and go across. But so this is a 2 by 2, 5, 2, -1, 8, and then plus another 2 by 2 matrix, -8, 10, -6, 3.
I found them. Yay!
His notes were MIA. All right, so when we are adding and subtracting matrices, this will not apply to multiplying. We don't really divide matrices. But we add into the same spot. So this would be 5 plus -8. So in the top left corner, we would have -3. We would have then 2 plus 10 is 12 in the top right corner. Bottom left, -1 plus -6, so -7. And then bottom right, 8 plus 3, so 11. So when adding and subtracting, they have to have the same dimensions, and then our answer is whatever like is going to be the same dimensions as the one that we were adding and subtracting. That will not be the case with multiplying.
This is just addition, but with brackets.
6,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I love doing addition.
4, -5, 8, 1, so that's 2 by 2, plus, over here we have a 2 by 1, 2, -1. So we do rows first, then columns. There's 2 rows, 1 column, so this one's a 2 by 1. Or actually, this is supposed to be a minus sign between here. It's not going to matter, but. All right, so this is a 2 by 2, and this is a 2 by 1. These are not the same, so this one is not possible because they don't have the same dimensions.
No, I heard them. Why?
Yeah.
All right, so obviously I was saying when we're multiplying it, or not multiplying, adding and subtracting, they have to be the same size, and otherwise we can't do it. Well, multiplication is different, but that's if we're multiplying 2 matrices together. In this section, all we're doing is multiplying a matrix by a scalar, so that means we basically just have a number out front, and essentially it gets distributed to every piece inside of it. So if we have something like number 10, we have 2 times a 2 by 2 matrix, -1, 4, 3, -6. So this is literally just distributing. The result is still going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. So we take 2 times -1, so -2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times -6 is -12.
This is so easy.
Just wait. It'll get difficult.
This section will stay, it'll get slightly harder when we actually get to multiplying, which I think is next section. You're gonna regret saying that. It's easy. It's not hard, it's just really time consuming when we get to the later sections. Let's do another one. 14. 1/2 times a 3 by 3 matrix, -2, 8, 12, 20, -1, 0, -8, 10,
3 by 3.
2.
Oh my god.
So the good news is, at a quick glance before I even start, almost all of these numbers are even.
Thank goodness.
So that's nice. So basically I'm just cutting all of these even numbers literally in half, obviously. So result is a 3 by 3. So 1/2 times -2 is -1. 1/2 times 8 is 4. 1/2 times 12 is 6. 1/2 times 20 is 10. 1/2 times -1 is just -1/2. 1/2 times 0 is still 0. 1/2 times -8 is -4.
Whoa.
1/2 times 10 is 5, and 1/2 times 2 is 1.
For your best in your season. Yeah, I think he made it a thing. For your best.
Can't wait to watch most.
That was so random.
All right, 15. -2.2 times a 3 by 3 matrix. 6, 3.1, 4.5, -1, 0, 2.5, 5.5, -1.8, and 6.4.
This is 3 by 3.
Yeah. Now, does anybody really want to multiply -2.2 by all of those numbers by hand?
Calculator.
Sure.
I would say probably not by hand. So we're going to do this on the calculator.
Dylan wants to.
We were all happy.
Yeah,
Just have to say something.
Sorry, guys. My bad.
So basically, we just multiply it.
So we're going to, if you look above the x to the -1 button on the left-hand side of your calculator, you'll see the word matrix written there.
So click second.
Yep, so hit second, and then that x to the -1, which is going to bring up your matrices. This is kind of like when we had the list that we pulled up when we were doing scatter plots. So the first thing is just the name. So that's not going to do anything for you. So I'm going to go over to edit, and then I'm going to choose one. I usually just choose A, at least for the problems like this. Then you have to put in a 3 by 3. Now, the good news is, obviously, if you didn't know what it was and it wasn't what's considered a square matrix where it's even like a 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, as soon as you type it in, you would know if you did it wrong because it adds the rows and the amount of columns that you need. So then it's going to go across and you're going to type in your numbers. So 6, 3.1, 4.5, -1, 0, 2.5, 5.5, -1.8, and 6.4. And then I would always do kind of a quick visual check once you've typed them in to make sure that you've typed everything in correctly.
Did you accidentally get rid of it all?
All right, so once you do that, we're going to hit second mode, so second quit. Now I'm going to do -2.2. Remember, when we're doing like a negative number, you're using the negative that's at the bottom of like the thing that's like a little negative sign in parentheses. If you use the minus sign, it's going to give you an error. So -2.2. And then we're going to hit second matrix again, so second x to the -1. And I'm looking for whatever matrix you put it in. If you put it in A like I did, then you'll hit that, and it's going to show up that way. When you're showing me that you typed something into the calculator, this is how you're going to write it. To show me that you did it in your calculator. Okay?
So how do you put the A on there again?
Second matrix, and then use the name option this
Put the
time.
-2.2, then you put second
that?
matrix, and then you
That's a
select.
flip.
And then when you hit enter, it's going to produce a matrix for you. Now, because this one has decimals, I'm going to have to arrow over to see it all. But then you would write your answer. Again, it's still going to be a 3 by 3. So negative 13.2, negative 6.82. If the decimal's bigger than like 2 decimal places, then obviously please round. Don't like write out some crazy numbers, but
No.
anyways, that would be your answer on those ones.
Do you want me to show this one? It's a tardy slip.
I don't even know who had a tardy slip so short.
Just lock in, bro.
Kayla.
You're holding it
Kayla?
down right
I don't even have
You get
Kayla.
PG.
I'm not sure.
Uh,
It's today.
I don't know.
Maybe they put their name wrong.
Ava came in late. Kayla.
Ava, and they called her Kayla.
I don't think that's.
So did Jack just like leave for the day?
I don't know.
Jack?
Nobody gave me a tardy slip, so I
That
don't
was
know.
your info.
Yeah, but where did he go?
To his next class?
Oh.
You're special.
Stop
calling him in and out to the office.
I forgot.
All right, for 16 through 23,
No.
we have 4 matrices that are given to us. A is a 2 by 2, 5, negative 4, 3, negative 1. B is also a 2 by 2, 18, negative 12, negative 6, 0.
Jonah, shut up. Sorry.
C is a 2 by 3, 1.8, negative 1.5, 10.6, and then negative 8.8, 3.4, and 0. And then D is also a 2 by 3, 7.2, 0, negative 5.4, 2.1, negative 1.9, and 3.3.
That's a lot of numbers.
So on these problems, you are going to use a calculator because they're going to give you things like A plus B, or it might say like 3B minus 4A. And so you would be having to do a whole lot of stuff, and as well, A and B aren't really that awful, but C and D, with them being decimals, I'm just going to have you do these ones in your calculator.
Alright.
So what I would do at the beginning is I would go in your calculator and plug all of these matrices in to begin with. So in A, put in the 2 by 2, B, put in the 2 by 2, and then go ahead and put these in for C and D. Because pretty much all the problems prior to this, you're just going to be doing by hand that I'm giving you to do like as your homework problems. So then you could just leave those in there for you to do these problems so you don't have to type them in like again tomorrow. So take a second and type them all in.
There you go. 2 by 2. Oh, I'm hungry.
Excuse me.
I hope you feel better.
Hey, but yo, be
How do I
quiet.
get out of this, yo? Wait, so many matrix.
Yo, y'all are like soaked.
Okay, cheddar baked biscuits.
Yeah, that's not right. Cheddar baked biscuits are so good.
I must not ever use Matrix D
They're
because my
so
Matrix D was still this from last year.
Yeah.
Wait.
18.
Where you got stuff. Cheddar baked biscuits, bro. Yup, that's that.
I said I need to stuff my face.
I get much. I get much.
Bro, they're so good. What happened?
2?
Is there an issue, guys?
2 by 3.
Maybe.
Oh.
2 by 2 or 2 by 3?
2 by
3.
Jeez, pay attention in class.
I could
Okay.
remember.
Well, guess what?
Chicken butt.
That got it.
If anything, he got you. Yeah.
No,
Get got, bro.
you can get got.
Let's get got. Get got.
I don't know how y'all pay attention.
I don't know.
Because we know how to listen and talk to this.
You're so cool.
You get a cookie.
Appreciate it.
Alright.
I'm old.
You don't know how much
My
that
stomach's
means to
full.
me.
Cause you want a cookie.
Ew.
That is not that. Ew.
So, what do we do now?
Plug in all the numbers.
I already did that.
All right, so once you have all your matrices in your calculator, the first problem is 4a minus b. So you're going to, I mean, you don't need to rewrite this once you've done this, but you're going to have, your calculator is going to look like this. 4 times matrix A minus matrix B. So you'll type in the 4 first,
Oh wow, that was so easy.
and then second matrix, and remember the names are here, so as long as you've used A, B, C, and D, obviously you can just type them in, and then minus second matrix B.
What?
Shouldn't
Yeah.
it, isn't it 2,
Pause.
-4,
Oh.
18, -4?
Hold on. How do I do this?
Oh my god.
2, -4, 18, -4, yep.
Yay.
Okay. So
Okay.
that.
You gotta press the second
Second
and then the matrix, and then you press
Minus
enter on whatever name that you choose.
B.
Why'd I get?
Okay, so I got.
So
Is it
you
working?
press
-4,
4
38,
and then
-4.
second matrix, and then you press enter on A.
How did I get 38?
That is
And
wrong.
then
Whatever you did.
minus.
Yeah.
You know what, Jonah?
What?
Thank you for helping.
You're welcome.
4A
Are you being sarcastic?
minus
I'm being
Oh.
serious.
B
Thank you.
Yeah.
equals. Is it this? Yes, I got it. Alright, perfect.
Selected, and then
All right, are there any,
except I
did
got-
we all get this, or are we stuck? Do I need to look at
I keep getting
anything?
38.
How did
Whatever's
you,
on
did
the
you
board.
misenter
Where?
a number?
Where are you getting 38?
The bottom left.
I got that.
So I would go back and look at matrix A and make sure it's typed in correctly, and look at matrix B and make sure it's typed in correctly.
Hold on.
Because it should be 3. It'd be
You
12
didn't
plus
put the
6.
decimal points. Where?
Ooh,
It'd be 12 plus 6, which would be 18.
B is
Negative.
Said
Negative
did it or
6 is
did?
right. A. Bottom left should be 3.
Am I on A? Is that 18?
Oh. Yeah.
That's B.
I think
I wrote it as well.
Did this.
Oh, I can kind of see the elephant.
You might have plugged them in
I
wrong.
just, I wasn't really like, I just like looked up and
You
was
wasn't-
laying
okay.
Alright,
It's put
now we
8
do the
for
math.
3. I mean, it kind of does look like an 8.
Second matrix A
3.
minus
What?
second matrix.
What did you say?
I said this kind of looks like an
Second
8
nine.
from here.
Alright, now I got it right.
What looks like an 8?
The 3 on A, because they put an 8 instead of 3.
Yeah, you did them. Wait, no. Oh, I got it now.
It's a
Hold on.
special.
Second. Second matrix. And then
Well,
we
looks
click
like
this
it's
one.
3.
Wait,
How did I do
wrong. You write a 4. And then you do this.
Minus
Sign.
second matrix B.
And second matrix.
Go down one.
Down.
B. Enter. Oh my god.
What?
It's
So
so
bad.
bad.
No, it's not. You
Yeah,
put
that's
in B
right.
twice. You put in B for your A.
Oh,
Okay.
Good job.
So basically, what I would, obviously I would leave those stored in there. There's not really any other problems you're using your calculator for except for 16 through 23, but if for some reason there is, I would just drop down and use like matrix E instead while you're doing your problem, so you can leave these plugged in for your homework problems that you're doing. But that's, I mean, obviously up to you. If you don't have to type them in again. So another thing about matrices is if they are solving in a matrix equation and you have something like this 2 by 2, -1, 3x, -4, and 5.
Wait.
And this matrix is equal to -1, -18, 2y, and 5. What is true about these is that each position on the matrix has to be equal. So if you look, the top left of both of them are -1, the bottom right of both of them are 5. That means the top right, 3x has to be equal to negative 18, and the bottom left, negative 4 is equal to 2y. So these want us to solve for x and y.
X equals negative 6, y equals negative 2.
Yep, so 3x equals negative 18, which gives us negative 6. And negative 4 equals 2y. So negative 2 equals y. Obviously, you could plug them back in and check them. But
I trust you, Cooper. You got this.
all right, one more 30 or not 30, 26. All right, this is 2 times a 2 by 2 matrix, 8, negative x, 5, 6, minus a 2 by 2 matrix, 3, negative 9, 10, negative 4y, equals a 2 by 2 matrix, 13, 4, 0, 16. So I'm going to be a little bit excessive and do this one in steps where I would maybe sometimes do this in a little bit quicker way, but I want us to see everything that's happening here. So in order for me to solve, I'm ultimately need to get one matrix on the left is equal to the one on the right. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply this scalar through here. So I'm going to end up with 16, negative 2x, 10, and 12. Now, a lot of people get stuck here and they end up forgetting to subtract. If you want to go ahead and put this through here and like say then this is going to be plus and then change the signs of all these, that's fine. I'm not for the sake of this one, but you can do that if you are struggling with that. So then I'm just going to copy this one down. And sometimes if I don't want to like rewrite the whole thing, I'll just put a matrix box there and just like work my way down until I get to where they're actually equal, so I don't have to keep rewriting them over and over again. So now what I need to do is I'm going to basically combine these into one matrix. So I'm going to have a 2 by 2 matrix. 16 minus 3 is 13. Negative 2x minus a negative 9, well that's negative 2x plus 9. 10 minus 10 is 0, and then 12 minus a negative 4y would be 12 plus 4y. So obviously, just like our normal rules of like terms, I can't add like the 12 and the 4y or the negative 2x and the 9. They just have to be like written separately. And then equals, now I'm going to set them equal to the original matrix, so I just basically one time didn't have to write it. So my left column, both of those things are equal, so I know that, okay, I at least did that math right, so hopefully I'm right on the other stuff. So then I would have negative 2x plus 9 equals 4, and 12 plus 4y equals 16.
Oh, and then you solve it?
Yep.
Oh,
So-
I have space.
Negative 2x is equal to negative 5, so x is equal to 5 halves. And then 4y equals 4, so y equals 1.
Did you just leave it at that?
Yep. All you're doing is solving for x and y. I mean, I would probably circle my answers. But you could plug these back in up here at the top to check it. And you could, at that point, use your calculator to check it if you were so inclined. All right, so I'm not going to give you a ton of problems because they're pretty repetitive. However, if you feel like you're not getting it, especially when we get to the next section, you should obviously probably do more than even what I'm assigning you. But we don't have time today, really, because the bell's about to ring. But tomorrow you will have time to do these in class and do your 3.6 notes. Okay. 17 and 21 are calculator problems where you've already typed the stuff in. The other ones you should be doing by hand.
What if I wanted to?
If you would like to do them by hand, you're welcome to do them all by hand. Never gonna complain if you want to do them by hand.